Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm an absolute noob at this, never done this before. Probably will go wrong. Hopefully not though. I'm just going to wait a minute to make sure anyone can hear me, hopefully. I've got Melissa downstairs listening to my stream, so hopefully she'll be able to tell me if I am live and you can hear me. We are currently sat on the ground at Southampton. And I don't know if you can hear that wind, guys, but it is really, really blowing a gale out there today. This is live weather right now across the UK. In fact, it's got worse. I did this flight this morning and it was much clearer. It was very nice, but the wind was getting up a bit, but I think it's got worse. Oh, brilliant, you can hear me. That is amazing. Fantastic. Well, as I say, guys, this is the first time I've done something like this, so I'm going to be very clunky. I'm expecting something to go wrong. But never mind, we'll shut the door, keep all that wind out, that's for sure. And we'll get going. So what I thought we could do today is, or tonight rather, we're going to fly over to we're in Southampton. We're going to fly over to Shoreham to pick up a VIP, I don't know, one of you guys, you're waiting at Shoreham for us. And then from there we're going to scoot north over to Leeds, Bradford. Now, I've chosen to go right across the spine of the UK and to Leeds because at the moment it's really, really bad weather right there at the moment. It's I think it's been like 50-mile-an-hour winds or something, but I'll have to check on that as we go along.
Aural warning, okay.
But it's great to be here, and it's amazing to do a live stream. It's quite a weird feeling really, but it's kind of cool. I like it. And thanks guys for coming along for the ride. We're in the Hot Start TBM. We're going to get all this configured up now actually. You'll hear lots of dinging, so apologies for that. Hopefully the sound is okay.
Pause system test.
Hey Brian.
Okay.
Yes, this is Orbeck Southampton. And apart from that model there, I've got to say that looks a bit pants actually. The textures look a bit rubbish. But apart from that, everything else looks absolutely spot on. Just let me know guys if I move my head around too much like just then. I'm going to try and keep my movements to a minimum because I know it can be quite annoying. And I can see the chat on my right hand side, and hopefully that will stay there and behave itself. Right, we'll start this TBM up then. We're going to put our ignitions on. Auxiliary fuel pump come on. Doesn't usually beep like that actually, that's a bit strange. Don't know why it did that, but anyway. And we'll go for a start, and let me guess, we'll probably have a bad start because we're live. Actually, I think the door's still open. I think the door behind us is still open, but never mind. We're very professional, as you can see here. Right, so we'll engage low idle and hopefully get a decent start. This is the first time I've used my reverb, by the way, in about a week because I've just been really loving the Rift S. I would have actually probably chosen the Rift S today, but it's easier to record with the reverb. It's got a better microphone. The integrated headphones are much better, and I can use the VR mirror from Steam VR, which by the way has just had an update. Literally just before I went live, there is an update, which is just kind of typical. So hopefully we won't get any crashes. Right, oh no, it is shut. I think the wind is so bad that that's what I can hear, and it sounds like a door's open. Right, we've got a good start. So we're going to go ignitions auto, auxiliary auto, fuel pump selected to auto, AP trims can come on, our generator can come on, we'll have our nav lights on, our taxi light on, and then we'll come down here, inertial separator that can come on, especially with all the dust kicking around and the airfield with all this wind. Pitot heats can come on. Down here we have our bleed, air and our air conditioning. So yeah, brilliant. So we'll put our little flight plan in. Right, so we'll get rid of that. In fact, actually no, we can add to that. I'm going to go Echo Golf Kilo Alpha. That is Shoreham. By the way, ding ding. By the way, all this airport, Shoreham and Leeds Bradford are all Orbex. In fact, basically everything's Orbex pretty much in terms of the scenery, because I'm using True Earth Great Britain as well, which I've got to say looks absolutely stunning. Right, so that's simple then. That's all we're doing there. So you can see there, guys, Echo Golf Kilo Alpha and then Echo Golf November Mike. Let's get our ATIS. We'll use Active Sky actually, because that's going to be more accurate.
Echo Golf Hotel India Airport information. Foxtrot 1850 Zulu. Weather wind 231 15 visibility 10,000 sky condition
Q clouds
at 2,400 temperature 6 dew point 1 altimeter 2918 advise on initial contact. You have information. Foxtrot
2918. We have Foxtrot.
Echo Golf Hotel India Airport information. Foxtrot 1850 Zulu. Weather wind 231 at 15 visibility
15. That's not too bad. That doesn't sound too bad at all. Right, I think we're about ready. Just check in again. In fact, we'll just put our initial altitude in here. We're not going to go very high up for our first leg. 3,500 feet should do us nicely. Because I say we're only scooting over to Shoreham first. That's quite a challenging airfield to get into, due to its the South Downs. The terrain is quite challenging. Right, here we go. Let's wait for this crazy field truck or whatever it is to go past us. Okay, here we go. Mirror signal maneuver. Off we go. Airport does look absolutely gorgeous. Really, really, very, very well detailed. Although you won't see many Flybe particularly coloured schemed aircraft. In fact, let's just go outside for a moment. Taxiing a little fast here, we'll slow down a bit. You can see, guys, very, very nice views. Not bad at all. So I hope you're all well tonight. And you're probably like me, if you're from the UK, you are sick and tired of this rubbish weather we're having. I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms of not being on the bike, to be honest. But at least VR can kind of scratch that itch a little bit for me. Oh, hello from Canada. Hello there. Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. I hope the weather's better there than it is here, that's for sure. And hey, Michael, good to see you. And Raymond, thank you. Good to know you can hear me. Hey, Don, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks everybody for the support, by the way, this last few months on the channel. It's just been amazing. It's just been fantastic sharing this passion with you guys, and I don't know, it just makes it even more fun when you can just sort of share all the shenanigans that can be done in flight simming, I suppose, which, I mean, flight simulation has come so far, it's amazing, really. And just to think, this time next year, will I be in VR in the new Microsoft Flight Sim? That is the question, isn't it? Right, wow. As a good pilot once told me, the most useless thing to a pilot is the runway behind you. So what we'll do is, we'll just backtrack a little bit here. Now there is live traffic. In fact, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm using live traffic, and the latest TBM update doesn't like live traffic, and you do get some crashes to the desktop. Now, I haven't had one for a while, but because I've said that, and because I'm live streaming, I'm bound to have one. So if I do suddenly disappear, that's what's happened. Right, we'll just have a bit of a turn around here. So right now, guys, I'm probably getting about 30-35 frames in the reverb at this airport. So my asynchronous time warp is not working, so it's quite smooth. It's not too bad, but when you turn, just like I did then, you can see a few stutters, and that's where I'm hoping Vulcan's going to help us out a bit here. Right, landing light on, strobe light on. Everything else is pretty much good to go. Hey Philip, got my reverb. Oh, you got your reverb now, fantastic. How are you finding it? I hope you're enjoying it, because some people have bought these reverbs and it's been a very odd, like the reactions have been very different. Like sometimes you'll get people going, oh my god, it's the most amazing thing ever, I'm so happy, and then other people are like, it's horrible, I can't see anything, it's rubbish, it keeps crashing and everything's wrong and my life's ruined. So yeah, there's quite a lot of different, and I think part of that is, as I've said before on a previous video, is making sure it's right for you in terms of your IPD, making sure that, you know, it's not a plug and play. I mean, it kind of is, but it's not as plug and play as the Rift S, for instance. Anyway, right, we are all good to go, so let's get cracking. This panel in the reverb is so nice and sharp, especially when I've been using this aircraft for a few weeks, sorry, a couple of days even, sorry, in the Rift S, and you kind of get used to it, but then when you put this on your head, oh my goodness, it's just incredible. Right, we are going for it, 90 knots, we're already airborne, flaps up. We'll just look to our left so you can see a fantastic view of Southampton. Not bad at all. I've forgotten to, there we go, my trim wheel is now live, and that's going to upset the pitch a little bit. Right, actually we need to activate our flight plan. There we go. So what we'll do is we'll do what the real TBM pilots do. We'll wait till we get to about 135 knots, which we are already. Put the autopilot on, FLC mode, that will keep us at 135 knots. And we'll pitch for that. And we'll put nav mode on. And let's go outside quickly for a little look around. Very nice indeed, very nice. Right, now we're above 2,000 feet. We'll take the inertia separator off, let some more air into that engine, and then we'll have to look at that torque, because that's now going to rise. Just looking at the chat now. Wow, there's quite a few people in there. It's fantastic. There will be a bit of a lag, guys, so apologies. The H experience, I got the Rift S because of your channel. Oh, fantastic. I hope you're really enjoying it. As I've said before, honestly, I think the Rift S is greatly unappreciated. I think it's fantastic. It's a superb all-round headset. You know, the Reverb is a bit of a one-trick pony, really. It's got that resolution. That's its main selling point, and it is great when it works, but the Rift S, you can't beat it for smoothness. It really is superb. Hey Don, no problem mate, thank you very much for dropping by, I really appreciate it, and thank you for all your support and the comments. It means a lot, I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Right, so we should be at Shoreham in 7.5 minutes. I don't know if you can tell, but we're getting thrown around quite a bit here. If I look out of that wing, that's not me putting inputs into the aircraft, that's the wind. And you know, you really feel it in VR. That's one thing you do definitely feel. I'll tell you one thing, you do lose quite a bit of frame rate when you're streaming. I'm basically streaming along with some my settings are fairly high. I'll probably remind me to show you guys what my explained settings are. And of course in the reverb it demands quite a bit of processing power to push those pixels out. So yeah, don't mind me guys, I'm just going to take a quick sip of my cup of tea here. One thing I have noticed actually, I don't know whether it's the Steam VR update, but I keep getting a warning to say my batteries are running low on my controller in the reverb, which is really weird. These batteries are brand new, fully recharged, and I still seem to get that message. Yet the batteries themselves are fine, so I don't know what's going on there. I might have to put a bit of a send an email to Steam VR, or I don't know. I don't know if you guys are having that issue with your Windows mixed reality controllers, but just recently the batteries don't seem to be lasting as long as they used to. So yeah, I did this flight this morning, and the visibility was fantastic, but it's quite misty. And we're really getting thrown around. Wow. Right, we're going to check Shoreham's ATIS. If I can get it. Tell you what, I'm going to cheat and use the X-Plane map. So yeah, it's really exciting to be actually live streaming for the first time. I've always wanted to try it, but many stars had to align for that to happen. 13097. In fact, I've already got it dialed in from the flight before, so let's just have a listen to that. Oh, there we go.
Shoreham information, Charlie. 1200 Zulu weather. Wind 230 Visibility.
Ignore the wind, guys. That's not correct.
Conditions 3000 few. Temperature 5.
We're just listening for that runway.
Altimeter 2917.
An altimeter 2917.
Runways 2431.
24.
Departing runways 2431. Advise on initial contact.
Okay, right, cool. So we're going to come in. We're going to be coming in from Shoreham from not the coast, from the other side, which is quite challenging because there's some hills around that final. So that's going to be fun, especially in these winds anyway. At the moment it's 44 knots, but we're getting a tailwind at the moment. But I've got a feeling that's going to end up being a headwind for when we head to Leeds Bradford after this little hop. 3 minutes time we will be there. In fact, we're probably going to be over Goodwood any moment, so we'll go outside. Let's have a look. I think we already went past it. I'm ahead of, well, yeah, too far ahead at the moment. God, I tell you what, I know I've said this already, but yeah, definitely streaming makes a difference to the frame rate. My goodness. I'm probably down to about, in fact, let's find out. We'll put Avitab. Oh, hang on, I've done that wrong. Avitab. Oh, hang on, no, that's not too bad. We're actually at 30 frames. That's pretty impressive actually. I thought it was lower than that, but fair enough. I've been using Duracell rechargeables in the Rift S. Lasts about 2 days if used a lot. Wow. Lasts for a week or so on average, yeah. The Rift S batteries are fantastic. They last ages. You know, I can do a full session and, you know, probably have, like you say, a few days spare, no problem. Right, we need to slow down here. Inertial separator on. Shoreham should be off our 12 o'clock. Over there. I think what we'll do is go into heading mode and we'll fly right overhead. Probably just hit my computer. Whoops. I don't have a lot of room. We'll VS it down a little bit as well to 2,000 feet. Our landing light's still on because we forgot to switch it off because of real rubbish, but never mind. Philip, can you use 3,000 milliamp rechargeable batteries? I'm not sure, to be honest. I just use the it may be that my rechargeable batteries have passed their best because I've had them for a couple of years. I've no idea how long they're supposed to last. So maybe it could be that, actually. I haven't actually bought any rechargeable batteries for ages, so maybe that's the first thing to try. Alright, we'll just go outside a minute, guys, again, just so you can see Shoreham in all its glory. Great stuff. Right, autopilot off. I'm going to keep the yaw damper on. And we're going to attempt a landing. That sounds good, doesn't it? One sentence you never want your pilot to say when you're in the back. We're now going to attempt to land. Okay, stretching. Right, okay. So what I love about VR, you have to move your head around the cockpit just like you would in the real thing. Slowing down now, gears coming down, 3 green, and we're going to take our flaps down 1 notch and try and get set up here. I can really feel I'm moving around all over the place here. I've got a 36 knot crosswind. Holy hell. And in VR you can really feel it pushing you. You don't even have to look at the PFD really, because you can just feel the wind. You don't get that on a flat screen monitor. And we are a little high here as well and a little slow. That's the wind. As we've just headed into the wind, we've just slowed down by 10 knots. Wow. Okay, I'll just
Think rate.
have a look at the chat in a second, guys.
Think
Just
rate.
see if I can get us down safely. Now, if you wonder what this is our angle of attack, and you can see here, that's not looking great. So we need to make sure that the speed is a bit higher here. We need to compensate for that wind because our speed is varying by about 15 to 20 knots here. Look, I'm starting to crab here. That is crazy.
Think rate. Think rate.
I'm not sure if this is even legal, to be honest. It's a good job I'm not on the hard stuff tonight. I'm just having a brew.
Think rate.
We're way above the
Think
glide
rate.
slope, but that's fine.
Think rate. Think rate.
Pitching Betty is telling us
Think rate.
off.
Think rate. Think rate.
So this is
Think
what I call a
rate.
tactical landing.
Think rate. Think rate.
Holy crap.
Think rate. Pull
38 knot
up.
crosswind.
Pull up. Pull up. Think rate.
We're basically sideways now. And the thing is, you've got to be careful with the torque because there is a lag. Okay, we're looking good. he says. Oh, big bounce there. Never mind, that's fine.
Speed.
And we are down in a fashion. Little bounce, but I'll take it. Especially in those winds, that's for sure. So what I might do, guys, I might just basically just taxi right round the airfield so you can see how nice and detailed it looks, hopefully. And then we'll take off again, bound for Leeds Bradford, and it'll give me a chance to have a chat. Okay. Taxi light coming up on, strobe off. Sorry, by the way, guys, I was a bit late. I am absolutely useless. I'm never on time for anything, so apologies for that. Can you hear that wind? Wow. Just look at that grass. Almost feel like it's spring. I just love all the buildings Orbex provides. I mean, they're just so realistic. Let's have another look outside, just to show you what I mean here. That looks absolutely fantastic. Not bad as well, considering it's in VR. And we're streaming as well. For the very first time. Wow. Taxi a little quick here. Right, I'll just show you as well that that clock on the tower there, I'm led to believe that actually works, or it's at least animated. So that's pretty impressive. Nice little touch there from Orbex. And I might just show you actually as well. Well, no, I won't bother, but basically they've modelled quite a few vehicles around the airfield, and one of them is exactly my bike. It looks exactly the same. It's just in that car park over there. So I thanks Orbex for that, for, you know, really going that extra mile. Right, make sure we don't collide into any aircraft. Another thing about VR I love is that you can really see that wingspan. I mean, I'm basically preaching to the converted here because you guys already know, but when you're taxiing around airfields, that's one of the things I first thought of, is, you know, when you're looking at the wings, you can really gauge sort of, you know, when you're manoeuvring around tight spots and things. Nicely done with 58 across. Thanks, Dave. I know, a bit annoying I had a bounce there, but typical, but never mind. You know, as I say, any landing you can walk away from is a good one, so I'll take it. Cheers, Charles. Thanks very much. Hey, John. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. Nice crabbing. Cheers, Philip. I say, it's really, really good fun, this. One of my sort of favourite things to do in flight sim is just to sort of, if there's ever a really rough day, is to just try and fly in it. You know, it's real challenging, and that's what I love about Active Sky. You can set historical weather. I'm really hoping, because right now the new Microsoft Flight Sim doesn't have historical weather. It's got to have it. I mean, it's just such an important feature, you know. And sometimes, you know, you just don't have the time to do the flight that you want to do at the specific time of day. So it's nice to be able to, whether it's you come back from a late night shift of working or whatever, you can just go into, you know, fly, chill out, and then set the weather to whatever time of day you feel like. I think that's a really important feature. Right, okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little tour there of Shoreham. Very sad that they don't do any air shows anymore. Such a tragic thing what happened with the Hawker Hunter, but it's one of those things that it's been a hammer blow to the air show scene. For any of you guys looking forward to any air shows this year, I'll be at Cosford this year. and RAF Fairford, hopefully, at least one of the days anyway. I do love an air show, I've got to admit, and I didn't go to many last year. Right, we'll just park here for a moment. I can hear Monty sniffing around somewhere. Monty, and Colin says hi, by the way, and Colin says thanks very much for all the love on the last video. Do I have a HOTAS? No, I don't actually. That's something aquatic. That is something that I really should get, to be honest. I just use my Eclipse yoke, which I find pretty adequate, to be honest. So I'm just looking at the chat here. Wow, thanks guys for sticking around. I do appreciate it. I really didn't think I'd have anyone here. So, yeah, it's great. Really, really great. Right, okay, let's crack on. We're going to be shooting right up now to 20,000 feet in this thing. And I'm going to show you a new feature. Well, it says it should have been a feature from the get-go, but the TBM, the VNav now works perfectly, and it hasn't been working for a while. But it should be working fine now. So what we're going to do is just going to add into our FMS here 20,000 feet, just so that the FMS will know to change our cabin pressure. And to do that, one thing I've just realised, guys, actually, I use the laser pointer. Just take that off as well. Sorry. I use the laser pointer with the with the Reverb more than the Rift S, and that's because the controls are bigger, so they hit my computer, which is just there. My desk is here, but with the Rift S controllers they're a lot smaller, so I can kind of get to the buttons more. That's interesting. Well, not that interesting, but it's just an observation. Right, landing light on, strobes on. Oh, hey Juno, can you hear me? This is for you, a message for you. I hope you're feeling better, and come round soon. I look forward to seeing you. Bless her. Right, okay. Everything is set, just double checking, because you know, when you're yapping away like I am, you can forget something very, very easy. And on this aircraft, this is a study level aircraft, it will bite you. I think personally this is the best GA aircraft going in any flight sim right now, and it probably will be for a while yet. And it's, you know, probably closely followed by the Marchetti. But I'd be interested to know, guys, if there's any aircraft that you recommend or you feel I should check out that I haven't already, or any favourite aircraft. Alright, here we go. Rotate. Oh, feel that wind straight away. Take a quick look at, well, not outside, but to our left here. Even the trains are bespoke with the correct colours and everything. It's fantastic. Right over that coast. Even see the beach huts there. Now, something to note, guys, I've currently got my texture settings to high, not maximum, so that is affecting the ortho. Now, John from Orbex told me once that to really enjoy some of their Orbex airfields, to take the ortho down, take the texture down to high. But unfortunately it does affect the ortho, as you can see here. It's looking that little bit blurrier. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to with Vulcan, the fact that the VRAM usage and the way they use textures is going to be a lot more productive, I guess, and a lot more manageable for your computer. So once that drops, guys, whenever that happens, I'll be sure to make a video of it and see how we get on. Right, 135 knots, autopilot coming on, yours Ampere on. We're going to go FLC as always, and nav mode. Landing light can come off, we'll remember that this time. And we'll say goodbye to Shoreham. Fantastic. Look at that. That's not me, guys, that is the wind. That is the wind doing all that. Inertial separator. And time for a quick sip of tea. Right, check the chat. Colin enjoying watching Daddy 2. Oh, he was actually wasn't very happy with me. He wanted to be on the video. I tried to explain to him that unfortunately can't be in VR with me, but sorry Colin about that. Gotta run, cheers, have fun. Thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, and enjoy your Rift S. It's a superb headset. When is Vulcan releasing? I wish I knew, guys. I really did wish I knew. I don't know what's going on. I think there's a few hold-ups, but to be honest, I know this kind of hurts a bit, but I think in some ways it's taking a while is a good thing, because they are taking their time. I feel like this is going to be more of a decent release from them. Not, you know, in the past, Laminar are quite famed or infamously known for releasing software that's completely broken the sim pretty much instantly, and as much as I love their enthusiasm, sometimes they're very manic and very not very coordinated with some of their development. So I think in this case with Vulcan, I really do feel that they're taking their time with it, which obviously they are. But they're working with third-party developers to make sure that most of our add-ons will be okay. And last I heard, all the weather add-ons like Ultimate Weather, X Enviro, maybe even Active Sky, should work out of the box. So to be honest, guys, if it means that little bit longer of a wait, maybe, hopefully, it's worth it. That's my story anyway. Trying to be optimistic about it, but it is frustrating. I feel your pain, guys. I've been wanting to try Vulcan out now for ages, and for me it's not about the frame rate increase as such, it's more about the stability. Now so far actually the performance hasn't been too bad, but you will notice we will get some stutters, particularly now we're moving over the terrain. Ortho textures is a big deal for the graphics card to handle when it's OpenGL and it's just all doing it off one core. So all being well, when Vulcan arrives, all of your cores on your computer, whether you've got 6, 8 cores, whatever, if you look in your task manager, they should be all 100% or nearabouts, and your graphics card will be busy doing its thing. VRAM and your memory will be working efficiently, and real crisp textures will only appear when you need them. You know, like say because we're going to be flying over East Midlands Airport, which is a hugely, devastatingly terrible airport for frame rate. Now that will be loading in full res, all the objects and everything, probably 10 miles ahead of me or more. That's very counterproductive of the system, the graphical API. Now with Vulcan, hopefully, all being well, those sorts of things will be better managed, if that makes any sense at all. As I say, I'm no techie, so anyway. Victor Bravo, hi, hello there. Is your scenery on HD? Well, the Orbex scenery for Great Britain, you don't actually have an option to download the SD or HD version. So this is the sort of full fat version, so to speak. So yeah, no HD version for here. But to be honest, I don't really see the point in it. I think if I'm going to buy any Orbex product, True Earth scenery, it will be the full HD version, because you get the SD version for free anyway. So yeah, I just think they should scrap that whole idea and just get on with it, and just I think if anything there should be a version like this as the sort of standard version, and then a high resolution version, which is, I don't even care if it's £20-30 more, but it's like zoom level 20, 21 or something like that. That would be quite interesting, because then you'd be able to see the really full definition of the ortho. But hey, sometimes very soon all of this isn't going to matter so much, because we're going to have the Microsoft Flight Sim, which is going to stream all this to our computers. Hopefully anyway. So as I'm yapping away, we're nearly at 16,000 feet already. This is quite a rocket ship, this aircraft. 52 knot side wind right now. Victor Bravo. I think 3 HD in RAID 0 makes your scene load faster, don't you think? Hard drive. Yes, I actually used to have my previous computer in RAID configuration. The only thing I don't like about that is if you get a virus or if you get a problem, it can wipe out both hard drives. I got a virus. In fact, I used to. I had a recording studio set up with one of my computers, and it was horrific. I got some sort of weird virus. It corrupted one of the hard drives, and because it was kind of seen as one hard drive, it basically knocked out both of them, which was a pretty bad day, shall we say. Right, let's just get the local ATIS.
Echo Golf Kilo airport information. Juliet 1920 Zulu weather wind 231 at 15 gusting to 28 visibility 10,000 sky condition few clouds at 3,000 temperature 5 dew point 0 altimeter 2918 advise on initial contact that you have information. Juliet.
Oops. There we go. Thank you for that.
Golf Kilo airport information.
Right, what we'll do is we've got 1,000 to go. Once we get to cruise, we shall go outside and have a look at these views. Hey there, thanks for the stream. Nice seeing you. How do you find the text to read in the Reverb? If practicing for ILS instrument rating, it's pretty important to me. My old Vive isn't super great, so wondering if the new headset is a big step up. Well, I can tell you for a fact that at the moment I wish actually you could see my chat window. It's right over there, really far away. Like, it's not here, it's over there in the corner, quite, and I can, as I've just read your message, I can read that perfectly clear. I think, I mean, it's a bold thing for me to say, I suppose, because at the end of the day it's your money that I'm kind of spending really, but so long as your IPD is in the correct range, the Reverb's resolution is absolutely fabulous. It's superb, it's incredible. I can read there's not one thing I can't read on this panel, and you know how, I mean, you can see the G1000 is one of the smallest panels you can get really, and I can read it no problem. Everything here I can read. I'll tell you what, actually there's something I cannot read. That is if I zoom in here, the temperature, where it says cockpit and cabin, right there, I can't quite read that. So there is something I can't read, but that's about it. But this is at native resolution. You can super sample it if you want. In Aerofly I've super sampled it before, thanks to another subscriber. And it's just mind-blowing. It's just insane. It's so nice on the eyes, I can't tell you how great it is. So I think for instrument rating, I think you'll be okay. If you've come from previous VR headsets, you'll have no problem. If you've never had a VR headset before, might still get, just take a bit of time to get used to it. I think that's my advice, I think. No problem at all. Aquatic. Reverb is pretty hard to beat, really nice resolution. It is. It's just, there's so many headsets. I mean, we got completely inundated with headsets this year. Last year even, I was not expecting that at all. And to be honest, a lot of headsets at the moment are very expensive with this sort of resolution. There's just nothing out there, nothing at all out there for the price range of the Reverb that offers this type of resolution in a kind of Rift CV1 style design with the headphones. The audio on this is great. It's fine. You've got your controllers with it. They're not amazing, but they'll do for seated gameplay. I know the field of view is probably one of its Achilles heel, I suppose. It's one of its weakest areas, but I don't find that a problem personally. I don't find it a deal breaker. I think there's two types of VR enthusiasts out there. I think there's the guys that want that field of view and the guys that want the resolution. Now, of course, we both want both, of those features, but I think one or the other is kind of has to play more of importance. Now, of course, the new Pimax 8KX boasts the amazing resolution, the Reverb, and the field of view, but it's not even out yet. It's unproven. It's 3 times the price. Build quality is questionable. I mean, I'm sure it might be okay. It might be fine, but I'm just going off Pimax's track record. So what I would recommend to anybody who's wants to get an 8KX, wait until it's on. You can get it from Amazon or somewhere where you can, you know, be sure that you'll be looked after, and it'll you'll be able to take it back. I see 20-30 FPS on your window. What graphics card are you using? Seems low, but I guess the reverb is... Well, bearing in mind, guys, I'm getting 20 frames per second at the moment because I'm loading loads of ortho in. That's where Vulkan will make a difference. But bearing in mind, guys, I am streaming, so I'm probably about 10 frames down than what I normally would be. Usually in the reverb, I get about 40 frames. Not quite that magic 45, unless I'm somewhere like Scotland. But in an aircraft like this is a very complex aircraft. It's going to be difficult to get that 45 frames with my spec anyway of computer, which is hardly the best anymore. My graphics card, to answer your question, is a GTX 1080 Ti, and it's a mini Zotac Mini 11GB graphics card, and it does a fantastic job. Now, I definitely will be one of the first to get the new 3080 Ti cards. As soon as they're out, I'm going to be looking for a deal. Yeah, right. But I'll be looking for a decent price. I've no idea how much they're going to be, but they're going to be probably £1 million and a kidney and one of your dogs and a leg. But seriously, I will be in the market for a 3080 Ti card. I've never been interested in the 2080 Ti card. I think that card was overpriced simply because it's a new generation, new architecture of card, and they needed to overprice it in terms of getting that hardware and the software out there, if that makes sense. Yeah, you need a pretty good card. I use a 2080 Ti card, but I think a 2080 would be good. Yeah, I mean, by all means, get a 2080 Ti card if you want, but I think right now, if you got one now, I think that probably would be a bad time to get one. Because of these new 30 series cards coming out. I nearly bought a 2080 Ti card, but for X-Plane right now, it's not really worth it. We're getting some stutters here, guys. I don't know if you can see it. That's probably because we are going to be overflying some Orbeck style airports. Yeah, we're getting some... Oh, that's a big stutter. Wow. I'm definitely getting more stutters in streaming mode, that's for sure. Alright, just going to have another sip of my cup of tea and I'll look at the chat. Oh, lovely. Okay, Philip. Might get 2 then. I know, honestly, sometimes if you think about what we have to spend on our hobby, it's a bit crazy, but you know, it's a hobby. Hobbies are expensive. Keeps me out of trouble, that's for sure. Right, so we're in fact, let's have a look. See, 22 frames per second right now, so I really am struggling for frames right now. Just go to the map view here. Yeah, we're loading in some scenery. Wow, it's getting quite slow. Now, case in point, guys, if I was in the Rift S right now, 20 frames per second would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem, because I'll just change the OVR tool to auto mode and it'll be smooth. Oh dear, lots and lots of stutters. Sorry, guys. I know why. It's because we're loading in a new ortho region. In fact, you can see it there. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but there's a bit of a tile loading in there. That means that we're loading a new area, so we're probably getting out of GB Great Britain True Earth South, and we're going to be heading into Great Britain True Earth Central. And it makes a big difference to, especially when you're streaming. I must admit, I've never had it this bad before. So it's got to be because of the streaming. There we go, it's just loaded in there. Oh dear, my goodness me. Okay, think we're back. Wow. So that right there, guys, that's the kind of thing I'm hoping Vulcan's going to not eliminate completely, but certainly improve on. Because the way orthos are loaded in it's archaic. Well, it's really, really old hat. You know, OpenGL. We need to get rid of it. Right, let's just have a look outside, guys, at these views here, because this is amazing. Look at that. That is Ultimate Weather XP doing its thing. And let's have a quick look outside now that the frame rate is kind of recovering a bit now. Hopefully, anyway. Not bad views at all. I'm actually quite impressed with my little computer. I'm quite proud of it so far. I don't want to say too much, but you know, it's handling this quite well considering what we're doing here and streaming at the same time. Have you an SSD? Yes, Aquatic. I do have an SSD, but I don't have it for X-Plane, and I think that is part of the problem for me as well. I think that's where you're going with that question. I do need to invest in a few little updates to my computer, which I'm planning to do very soon actually, because that will make a difference. Turn off the windows and gauge reflections, that can make a difference. Cheers John for that, I will try that. Don't think you can do that in TBM. Well, I might be wrong actually, I think you can in the plugins menu. So yeah, thank you for that. Clouds look great, absolutely, totally agree Dave. Yes, Primo Cache. I actually do, or I do have that. I haven't used it for a while because I noticed that every now and then it has a fit, and you have to like reconfigure it all up again. And because I'm lazy, I'm a self-confessed procrastinator, if that's the word. You know, it takes me ages to get it all sorted again. But yeah, there are things I could do. Like for instance, guys. My CPU is not overclocked. I've got an 8600K and it could quite happily sit at 5 gigahertz. My friend has got the exact same PC as mine, and he has his clocked at 5 gigahertz. Although he has a better fan on his CPU. CPU cooler is much better. So I think I do need to invest in some SSDs, new cooling, and maybe a bit more RAM as well. I think that will help out things a bit, but you know, considering I'm pretty happy with how things are going overall, I think considering this computer's nearly 3 years old now, I haven't done a thing to it in that time, apart from add a load of hard drives, basically. Get an M2 drive, will do Dave, thank you for that. And once again guys, thanks so much for coming on this flight with me, this is absolutely fantastic. Great fun indeed. We are still 25 minutes away from Leeds because we have got a 51 knot. Well, it's not quite on the nose, but it's certainly a bit of, I suppose it's a crosswind really, but I think it is. If you look at our ground speed, 274 knots at 20,000 feet, that's a bit dismal to be honest. In fact, what I'll do is I'll set the VNAV up now, actually, in case you don't have to do that. I'll show you how to do that. I'm just going to move this chat window out of the way a bit because I've got too many things going on here. Right, so basically if we go to our altitude page, I want to be at Leeds Bradford at 2,000 feet. So I put that in there, click enter. We'll be our top of descent will be 10 minutes, and then what we do is we press VNAV. And hopefully that will guide us down when the time comes. Although I'm not convinced that's going to work, because usually that when you press a VNav that lights up. So we'll see. It worked this morning, but because it's live it probably won't. We'll match that with the altitude bug and go down to 2,000 feet on here, get that all ready, and then we probably need to check the weather report. Right now, okay, I've had to change the altitude select. Now the VNav has now been enabled, so that should, in 9 minutes time, the Bitchin' Betty will go vertical track. It's on this display there, V path. There'll be a magenta line that will go down, and then that will automatically start, hopefully bringing us down onto our VNav profile of 2.5, which is 1200 feet per minute. In theory. In practice, it'll probably all go wrong, and I'll end up in the North Sea. So let's see how we get on. Okay, let's look at the chat. John, I've got X-Plane 11 on one of the SSDs, but I'm thinking of upgrading it to an M2. Cool, yes. I like the sound of that. I must admit, I do need to... I've actually got 2 versions of X-Plane ready for Vulkan, but I must admit, I could do with putting it all on an SSD, but they're quite expensive still. So I'm kind of... I don't know how much they are these days, but I'd need at least I don't know, a terabyte SSD would be what I'd probably be looking for. Philip, 20 today, 2012 months. I'm not quite sure what you mean there. Sorry, I'm being thick there, Philip. Probably. Wow, so many people on chat. Thank you so much, guys. Really, really amazing. It's not bad, this live stream malarkey, is it? It's alright. Right, okay. Have a quick sip again before checking the weather. Oh god, there's nothing worse than cold tea. Ugh. If any of you guys want to donate a straw to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Let's have another look outside. It could almost be the new flight sim. Maybe not. I do like it. That I mean, like the clouds, I think make a huge difference to the sim. And if you look over there, when they do the job properly, you can see the cloud shadows there casting onto the ground. That looks fantastic. Bearing in mind, guys, just thought I'd let you know, this flight plan today has seen us go right over London. I probably should have been too busy talking, so apologies. But we could have actually had a look at London. Now, London is the worst place in X-Plane for frame rate, so it's not. I must admit, I've chucked my computer into the deep end here and tried to see how things are running, and so far we're getting away with it. Look at that. That's not a bad view at all. I do wonder sometimes, guys, if X-Plane had a massive overhaul of the weather engine with volumetric clouds and proper, well, it's got HDR, but a bit more of a lighting enhancement, would it be that far away from the new flight sim? Probably would be, I suppose. But I mean, when you factor in add-ons like OrbX, which obviously are payware, you get this kind of level of detail in the new flight sim. But I don't know, I just wonder, guys. I really hope X-Plane lives on. I don't want this to be a one-horse race. I don't want Microsoft to grab the entire flight sim community. I'm not comfortable with that after what they did last time. I just think we do need at least 2 strong players, if not 3, with Aerofly. I don't know what you guys think about that, but yeah. Oh, frame rate. Sorry, Philip. Right, got you there. Yes. Imagine that. Yeah, 2,000 frames per second. My God, you'd be able to maybe then it'd be worth buying an index so you can actually use that refresh rate. At the moment, I'm kind of like going between 20 and 30 frames per second. But as I say, that's pretty indicative of the fact I'm streaming here as well, and my internet connection isn't amazing either. So hopefully it's not too laggy for you guys. Hi, how are you moving the map like ForeFlight with a VR full clickable function inside VR? I'm not quite sure what you mean. How do you bring moving map like ForeFlight? Right, well, you do need this, which is, I can't grab it because I've got the chat window open. Actually, I need to keep an eye on what we're doing here as well. 3 minutes until top of descent. This is, what's it called? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Avitab. And I use a little nav map. And if you go, oh, we're getting some stutters again, guys. Sorry about that. If you go into this little icon here, if you use little nav map, in fact I might do a tutorial on it soon if you're interested. Save, export your flight plan from little nav map, and you can then, it's not going to let me do it because, hang on a minute, I might be able to use the mouse. No, I can't use the mouse because I'm streaming. I'll tell you what, guys, I might do a bit of a tutorial on that, because you can get your flight plan into Avitab. I'm going to close it because there's so many windows going on at the moment. I can look at the chat more then, it'd be a better idea. Yes, I wish. Imagine that. I'll be quite happy with 45 frames per second. If we can achieve that, that's all we need, guys, really, for smooth performance. But you can always Moody, you can always use obviously the X-Play map as well. But yeah, I think Avitab is the best way to do it. Oh, Mark, hi Mark, great to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by. That's an honour, really is, for you to be in the stream. I've gone nervous now, oh no. But yes, the more competition in the flight sim market, the better for future development. I could not agree more, Mark, honestly. I think we're getting a little bit too, you know, like a kid in a candy store with this flight sim. I think we need to kind of, pardon the pun, ground ourselves a little bit and just take a step back and just try and support the developers that have got us to this stage. You know, we can't just ditch them. I think that would be awful to do that. I think we need to invest in all the things, all the development as much as we can. Absolutely. Look at those clouds. Oh, wow. Absolutely gorgeous. And you know what, guys? I've said this before, I think, probably. But with a view like that in a headset like this, I'd be quite happy doing, you know, just using X-Plane in this environment until VR is implemented in the new flight sim. Oh, hang on, here we go. Right, let's see if it behaves itself and does what it did this morning. Now, if you see there, guys, that's our magenta line coming in. That's our VNAV reference. That is because we are 41 seconds from top of descent. I'm zooming in for you so you can see it, hopefully. And with a bit of luck, the aircraft will start pitching for our target vertical speed of 1200 feet per minute. So let's see what happens here. Right, it's going down now. If you're wondering, guys, I haven't got a synthetic vision on because that's going to swallow even more frame rate, so I've left that off for this flight. Right, I'm not doing anything here. Trying to keep my head still as possible, because when you zoomed in, it's a bit tricky. Is it going down? No, it's not going down. Maybe I need to have VS on at the same time. Never mind, we'll do it manually, that's fine. We've still got a profile we can use. Not quite sure what I did wrong there, but that's fine. You just have to take my word for it, guys, that the aircraft did do that itself this morning. I think maybe because I probably need to have VS and VNAV selected so that it's in that mode. I think that's where I went wrong there. And this is such a fantastically modelled aircraft. It really is superb. Please do that video when you can. Absolutely, Moody, I will certainly do that. I think Habitat doesn't have the IFR or VFR charts display available for... Oh right, okay, yeah. By the way, guys, you can get the charts in the TBM. I haven't done it for a while. Let's see here. View. No, that's not it. Might take me a while to... There we go, show chart. Right, so we can change that to Echo Golf November Mike. So just check my torque as well. Cross-referencing. Right, okay. If we do that. No chart available. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, I'll just do another one. I'll do Heathrow just to show you that the charts are available. Well, there should be. Stutter, stutter, stutter. Oh dear. Okay, maybe I'll leave that for another time. We're getting loads of stutters right now, guys. Sorry. Wow. This is when I start to miss Aerofly with its 45 to 90 frames per second. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that as another video as well. By the way, guys, any suggestions? Oh, thank you, Jeff. Oh my god, thank you so much. Bless you. That is amazing. Oh my god. Thank you so much, Jeff. That means so much. You are a legend, my friend. Thank you. £5. That is incredible. That, Jeff, you have officially. I have officially. That is the first time I've ever been paid anything from you from YouTube before. So, thank you so much for that. That is amazing. Wow, that's just made my day. Thank you. Have I said thank you yet? Oh wow! Can't believe that. Thanks, Jeff. £5. I will certainly have a beer on you, mate, for that. Yes, will do, Moody. Yeah, I'll make a note of that actually. I'll show you how to sort of import. In fact, little nav map is fantastic. Anyway, you can add in all your arrivals, your approaches, and everything all within that. I'm not sure about the charts though, but I know you can do it on the TBM. I reckon it's probably not working because this is a new update to the TBM and I probably haven't set the charts up, but you can get them on the PFD screen and you can move around with the sort of keypad there. It works a treat. Oh, Jeff, thank you. I can't believe you've given me £5. Thank you so much. I will spend that on beer as requested. Your first live. Oh, Mark, thank you so much. That means a lot. I must admit, this I was a bit dubious about doing a live stream because that's a bit scary, isn't it? Really, it's a bit. Yeah, especially when you've never done one before. But no, it's great fun, and it's just great chatting to you guys. Really, it feels like you're in the cockpit with me. It's like we're having a massive party in the back. I just hope I can get us down safely in these winds. Bless you, Jeff. Thank you so much. Hi, buddy. What sort of processor are you running in graphics card? Well, I'm running a i5 8600 K processor at its sort of factory clock speed. So to be honest, the whole point of having a K processor is to overclock it, so I'm not doing it justice here, to be honest. And I have in the past overclocked it to 5 gigahertz, and it does make a big difference, because remember guys, at the moment still X-Plane is a single core application. It's all about that high CPU frequency. So if you can get a CPU that can go 5.1 gigahertz, it will make a difference. That will be more of an impact than say going from a 1070 to a 1080 graphics card, because when I changed from a 1070 card, when I was using the Reverb to a 1080 Ti, I didn't have hardly any change in performance. I was gutted, to be honest. My friend was laughing his head off because, of course, you know, he got a good deal. I don't know if he's on the stream or not, but I gave him my 1070 for a decent price, and thinking my 1080 would be great and make a difference, but it just hasn't. Again, Vulkan may change that a little bit, but who knows. Right, I'm just going to check the ATIS, guys. I've got that dialed in on Active Sky, which is 122.02. It's nice that I can read this text again. I haven't had the Rift S for a couple of weeks again, but there we go. Put that on COM 2.
Echo, Golf, November, Mike,
bit loud.
Airport information, Mike, 2020,
slow down a bit as well.
Zulu, weather, wind, 211 at 19, gusting 230, visibility, 8,000, sky condition,
actually.
500, scattered,
500
ceiling,
scattered.
1,000, broken, light, rain, temperature, 2.1, altimeter, 2870, advise on initial contact, you have information,
2870, wow, okay, that's a big change. Well, sorry guys, I'm just going to get all this set up first.
Echo, Golf, November, Mike, airport information, Mike, 2020, Zulu, weather, wind, 211 at 19, gusting 230, visibility, 8,000, sky condition, 500, scattered, ceiling, 1,000, broken, light, rain, temperature, 2.1, altimeter, 2870, advise on initial contact, you have information, Mike.
Right, so basically I just had a massive stutter then, just as I was adjusting the barometric pressure, and now it's gone crazy. It's gone really high up. Oh dear, hang on a minute. Going back down again, way back down. So the wind, in fact I can hear it howling above my the headphones on my window in real life. That was really weird, it went really high then. Right, here we go. 2970. That was a bit of a faff. Right, so I think it's broken at 1,000 feet. Now we're going to get the ATIS for Leeds Bradford, just so we can make sure we've got the correct runway. So just give us a second guys, sorry. I'll get the chat in a moment. 118025. I've got that dialed in because I was all ready for that. No, honestly, that was just luck. I'm not that efficient. Right, we'll just listen to this quickly.
Wind 210 at 10. Visibility 5.
Yes, good job. The voice doesn't stutter.
Sky conditions 550.
Oh, good job. Yes.
3,500 broken.
Totally agree.
Temperature 2.1. Altimeter 2870. Arriving
2870.
Departing runway 14.
I read that wrong.
Advise on initial contact, you have Delta.
I'm not concentrating, that's what it is. Right. At least it shows these Windows Mixed Reality controllers hard at work.
Information Delta.
2870.
Zulu weather. Wind 210 at 10. Visibility 5. Rain.
Rain.
Sky conditions 550 scattered. 3,500 broken.
That doesn't sound too good.
Temperature 2.1. Altimeter 2870. Arriving runway 14. Departing runway 14.
14.
Advise on initial contact you have Delta.
Okay, we might have to use the ILS, but I'm going to see if I can scud run. It'll be more fun that way. And see if we can scoot round for a bit of a circuit. So we'll see if we can do that.
Leeds Bradford information Delta.
Oh my god, Moody! Thank you so much!
Visibility 5. Rain.
$5 That is incredible. I am absolutely taken back by this. I promise you guys, there was not... Look, let's just shut this guy up. I was not doing this live stream for that, so I absolutely am blown away. Thank you so much. Wow. That is just incredible. Thank you. You guys are awesome, honestly. Really, really appreciate it. In all seriousness, what I would probably do is spend that £8 on on something you guys fancy seeing. If there's a particular add-on or anything that you want me to review or anything, feel free to post some comments and I'll have a look, because I think that's only fair. But thank you guys so much. Oh, terrible stutter. Yikes. Hopefully the stutters aren't as bad as they are in the headset for you guys. I mean, it's not too bad actually. It's just every now and then you'll get a really big one. And the Reverb doesn't handle stutters as well as the Rift S. Sometimes it freezes the display, so you'll go to look and the screen will go with you and it'll make you feel a bit weird all of a sudden. All the fun of VR, that's for sure. You know how it goes. Right, so let's see where we are here. We should be seeing Leeds any moment now. In fact, we're probably over it. Let's have a quick look outside and we'll slow down. We'll put the inertial separator on because we're going to need that on going through these clouds. We might even need a bit of icing control here. Now that's interesting actually, guys, because I use a program called 3J FPS and it's really severely limiting my here comes the rain, limiting my objects at the moment. So it's a shame streaming takes so much frame rate up, because I must admit I've never had this kind of frame rate this bad before, but you know, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But yeah, 3J FPS is a great plugin, guys. It's actually quite old hat now, but it does the job very well. As I get loads of stutters. Oh god, I just hope we can make it. It'd be awful if we have a crash now. 550 scattered. This could be fun. Totally agree, Dave. If I were you, I'd get in the back and put your seatbelt on. I make no promises here. There goes those beautiful rain effects, which I harp on about all the time. Do you know what? Where is the airport? Can you see it yet, guys? I'm not sure where it is. It on that plateau over there? I'm not sure. I feel very low here. I'm gonna level out here. Oh god, look at this rain. Right, okay. We're going to put some airframe de-ice on. Really apologies for the stutters again, guys. I'm really sorry about that. They will settle down. I think what's happening here is we're loading in a load of weather and we're loading in Leeds Bradford, and it's making a hell of a job. If the sim does crash, I do apologise, but hopefully we can get away with it. Right, I think I've got a visual on the airport, so we might be able to just scud run underneath these clouds. Now the other day I was doing a similar flight and I looked over to my left and I just saw my leading edge wing was full of ice, and then it started to appear like blocks of ice on the windscreen, and I was a bit concerned, to put it that way. It was a bit of a heart in mouth moment.
Vertical track.
Where can we download the rain effects? Well, for the TBM, this is all included. It was the TBM that started all this off in the first place. The TBM comes complete with everything you need. You don't need to do anything to it. It is damn perfect. Right, we're going to take the autopilot off now. Guys, I have control of the aircraft. That is my famous last words. Oh, I can hear the wind outside as well. But yeah, these rain effects were... I can't remember the guy's name, but he's a genius, basically. He changed the rules for GA flight for aircraft, you know, in X-Plane forever, in my opinion. And they're, you know, they obviously call it the lib rain effect. Some of them work, some of them don't. I have got a little tutorial of how to put them in the Marchetti, but you can also do that in the Piper Arrow in the Just Flight one, but to be honest, it doesn't really work that well. It's still a bit of a work in progress. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to move you over here for chat so I can get my circuit in correct. Just looking at the chat here. Thinking of buying the Reverb, what is the difference compared to a Rift S? Bearing in mind clarity within the cockpit is paramount for me. Need to be able to read the dials. Well, to tell you what mate, you've answered your own question there. If clarity is the most important factor, like it is for me, get a Reverb. Get a Reverb. Just out of curiosity, what is your IPD? Just like to know. Doesn't seem like there's much content for VR tutorials on YouTube, especially that many flight simmers switching to VR. I have many problems doing stuff. Yeah. Well, like I say, guys, anything you need to know, if I can help in any way, I'll be happy to do so, definitely. Right, gears coming down. You're right, actually. VR is still a niche, and it's annoying, to be honest. It needs to be more mainstream, particularly for VR, particularly for flight simulation, because it's the only way to go about it. You know, it's like I've said before. As much as I'm so excited about the new flight sim, I'm sorry, but if it hasn't got VR, it's not going to be my main flight sim, because when you go back to a monitor after doing this, it's just horrible. The way I can describe it is, when you're using a monitor, you're flight simming. When you're in VR, you're actually flying, you know. And I've even got one of my friends who's a pilot into it, and he is absolutely completely amazed by it. Right, I'm going to concentrate now, guys, on getting us safely down to Leeds Bradford. So say your prayers to the VR flight sim gods now, because this weather is really closing in. We're way too high. I'm not concentrating here, and I'm just seeing what the wind's doing here. It's all over the place. My goodness me. Okay, let's see if we can get down in one piece. That kind of looks a bit like sleet, like snow, because X-Plane does model, I say model, you know, the precipitation does change in colour. If it's ever a bit whitish, that's simulating more kind of like hail or sleet or even snow, and you can see there the really crappy rain textures, which I actually didn't see last time, so it must mean it really is hammering down. Right, I'm going to just adjust my trim, and that's going to send the... Oh no, it hasn't. That's good. In fact, my trim isn't even working. Oh, it is.
Sync rate.
It is working.
Sync rate.
Oh god,
Sync
it is
rate.
working. It's right, this might be a go around. We'll see. Another
Sync
tactical
pull
landing.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Got a 35, 40 knot
Pull
crosswind.
Pull up.
Oh god.
Pull up.
Oh, it's gone down a bit
Pull
now.
up. Pull up.
Sorry guys
Pull
about
up.
bitching Betty.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. 500.
Okay,
Sync
here we
rate.
go. Look at that for a sight. We're a little slow here though. Yeah, we're too slow. We need to pitch up a bit. Come on, let's get this down. In fact, the wind isn't quite as bad as I was imagining, actually. Oh god, can you see that in front of us, guys? That is a live... bouncing down the runway. That is a live That's live traffic. I don't know why it's coming in on that runway, but we've got to get off this runway as quick as possible. I just love the fact knowing that that is live traffic right there. But we have made it in a fashion. We've made it to our destination, and it's been an absolute pleasure, guys, having you all along with me. It really has. It's been great fun. I've loved it. It's been brilliant. Right, let's just have a look at this live traffic, because sometimes when they land it's quite hilarious. You can probably look at the chat while we do a bit of plane spotting. Great landing, thank you. Sick bags at the ready. Brace for impact. Head between the knees. Oh, I love it. I love that you guys have got faith in me. Thank you. To be honest, that was a horrendous landing. I was bouncing around all over the place. What the hell is this coming in here? Wow. That is live traffic, guys, coming in. It's an EasyJet 737, I think. No, it isn't. It's a Jet 2, sorry. Is he going to make it? He bounced! Oh my god! And he's gone off the runway! Okay. Now I feel a bit better about my land. He's gone off the edge! Do you know, imagine if actually that happened in real life and suddenly you heard and you saw it on here first that actually that happened in real life. I hope not. I think it's just the data. They're really bad because the data can be a bit off. But it's interesting how sometimes with live traffic, you see them bounce, and they really are. It's a very tricky airfield to land at the best of times, especially when there's a really high wind. Wow. Right. Anyway, let's park up. In fact, where the hell am I going? I didn't mean to go here. Let's just go along here. And actually, I'm blinding everyone with my landing lights. I'll put them taxi lights on. Strobe off. Pitot heats can come off. Trim can be set back to take off trim. And we are about there, guys. Flaps coming up. Yeah, we'll park in the executive parking area. Oh, I'm going a bit quick. There we go. And you can burn your brakes in this thing. Wow, have I been on for an hour and a half? My goodness me, that's gone pretty quick. Thank you so much, guys, for everyone who's tuned in to watch me basically rabbit on about all sorts of crap. I really do appreciate it. And honestly, for the donation to the channel, I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much. You'll probably get bored of me saying thank you, but I just want you to know how much I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. Especially, you know, I'm kind of new to this game, so let's park here. Yeah, amazing. That's weird, lighting there. Right, okay, let's spool down. Will you please to know, guys, I've booked you all a hotel. And there's a great pub down the road as well, like we can all have a beer to celebrate. I left my icing on, whoops. Bleed air can come off. Aircon coming off. Initial separator, right. That is us done. And we'll put this TBM to bed. So thanks so much, guys, once again for coming along. Really, really amazing. For you know, because I've never done this before, it's been brilliant fun. And I definitely am up for doing this again if you're interested. And as I say, any ideas for any future videos, please leave me a comment, and I'll get right to it, basically. Thanks, Dave, much appreciated. God, wow. Let's look a little look outside once more. We made it. So just to let you know, guys, we've been flying in the Hot Start TBM900, the best GA aircraft you can buy, in my opinion. We've been using Orbex everything, basically, the airports and the Great Britain True Earth scenery. We've been using Active Sky for the weather, Ultimate Weather XP 2.4, live traffic, so a fair few add-ons. They've all been behaving, which is always good. Thanks, Moody, much appreciated, mate, and thank you so much for the donation, and to Jeff as well. Thanks, Philip, I really do appreciate your support, mate. Brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna sod off now and get a beer, so cheers, Michael, thanks, Dave. I'll see you all again very soon. Take care, bye for now.